I've just returned home from my 7-night cruise aboard Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady, and I want to talk about my first ever casino challenge. So I was inspired by cruising Tracy style to go on board with a bankroll, $100 per day, and it was a 7-night cruise, so $700 to see how many points that I could get in the casino. Now, Virgin Voyages has often been criticized for their casinos. A lot of people think that they're small, there's not a lot of variety, and the casino program is quite expensive. I'll go into their Sea Roller tier points program in another video, but just know that the first level starts from 0 to 4,999 points, and the only thing that you get for that is free play in the casino. So, on the last night of the trip, attendants were coming around and showing everyone how to use the free play that they had earned with the points that they had available. So I do want to give a big round of applause and a thumbs up to the casino staff on Virgin. I thought they were excellent. They had so many hosts out on the floor to assist everybody. I thought it was just fabulous. Actually, that was one of the best things about the cruise was the service on board. So I really, really loved it. Now, the casino was a bit small. However, if you went on off times, there was hardly anyone in the casino. Now, if you went at the busy times, say after dinner, around the show times, because both big show locations are located right at the casino, then sure, it was busy, but I never had trouble actually playing the machine that I wanted to play. And there were usually quite a few seats available at all times. Now, my whole objective for this trip was to see how many points that I could earn for my $700. Now, I did get conflicting information from the hosts on Virgin. So, one host said it was 3,000 points for an instant certificate for a free interior cruise, and another host said 3,500. And I did confirm that with other sailors that they had heard both as well. So I'm not really sure whether it's 3,000 points or 3,500 points that you got to get in order to get that free interior cabin, that instant certificate. Now, I do want to point out that their casino program is rather expensive, but it's on par with Royal Caribbean's as far as the cost of the points. It's $5 per point. But because it is so expensive to get the instant certificate and to get up to the first level of the Sea Roller program that actually provides any benefits, it is quite expensive because the first level above just the basic starts at 5,000 points. So 5 times 5, that's 25,000 coin in that you're running through the machine. Now remember, coin in isn't necessarily money out of your pocket. It is the money out of your pocket and the winnings that you've earned that you're recycling through the machines. So I actually had a great time on board, and I was actually surprised at the number of points that I got. Now, did I get the points that I wanted? No. So let's go over what I spent each day and how many points that I got. Unfortunately, I didn't keep track of how long I played each day. My ADHD brain just cannot handle that level of detail. Because I just randomly decided I was going to wander into the casino sometimes when I finished watching a show, or I finished watching a musical act, or I finished eating lunch, and I just wanted something to do. We did end up having 3 CDs on this cruise, so we did have a lot of time to be in the casino. Now, at the end, after I give you all the information, then I'm going to kind of compare the Sea Roller program and the casino play on Virgin Voyages versus Royal Caribbean and kind of tell you the difference. And it's going to be based on what I actually did, my actual experience, how much I spent on Royal Caribbean and what I got. Because I will say that Royal Caribbean, you get a heck of a lot more for the money that you put into the casino program there. So let's just start right out with, okay, so I took $700 cash with me. I'd saved up enough money to have a minimum of $100 per day. So I started off on the first night by sitting down at Rich Little Pigs. I put $100 in the machine and I played for about an hour, and I was up to $400, which was fabulous because I'm never up in the casino. But I played a little bit more and lost $100. And then decided I was going to cash out and go find something else to play. I was actually going to leave the casino and go do something else. But then I saw the video poker machines and decided I'd give it a try because everybody says that Those are the machines that you want to play if you're really trying to earn points, because you earn more points on those machines because you actually do win more and you run more money through the machines. The only one available was the blackjack, and honestly, that machine just was not paying for anything. Every time I hit 20, the dealer hit 21. Every time I hit 21, it was a push. Every time I got like 18 or 19, the dealer got 20 or 21. So really, I was getting nowhere fast on that machine. So I decided to cut my losses. I had gone down to $245.72. So I lost a little bit of my $300 at that machine. As far as points, I walked away from the Little Pigs machine with 109 points. When I played on the blackjack machine, I earned 19 points. But when I moved over to the next machine, my points were not registering because I made this huge mistake. I completely forgot to log out of the blackjack machine. Now, in Virgin Voyages, they did say you can play on multiple machines at one time. So if you can reach 3 machines at one time and play them, you can do that. As long as you're tapping your wearable and that screen is turning green and your name is appearing, you can play more than one machine at a time. So I moved over and then I'm like, oh no, I lost my points. Like, what's going on? Because it only registered 109 at that point. I didn't get that 19 from the blackjack machine. So I just literally forgot to hit the little button, the little square with the arrow in it, to log myself out. The good news is, though, that those points didn't just disappear. As soon as someone logged me out of that machine, then they registered on my account. But since I didn't log out of the other machine and log back in, I didn't see those points show up until the next morning. So I ended up stumbling across a bank of 3 real 9-line machines that usually have better odds because, again, it's only 3 reels instead of 4 or 5. So I decided to sit down and try my luck at those. So I ended up walking away for the night with $299.76. And now 100 of that was what I had actually put in the machine to start with from my bankroll. And I walked away with 142 points that I could see, plus the 19 that I had. So for the first night, I earned 161 points. And those points cost me $0 because I walked away up $199.76. Now, on the second day, I did go in the casino and play probably 2 hours, and I ended that day at 410 points. So I did have a couple of big wins. So if you check the video, I think 2 before this, I won $703.50 at one time, and then I had a couple $150 wins here or there. So I cashed out at 410 points, and I walked away with $743.72. Now, I didn't put any more money in the machine at all other than the $299.76 from the night before. I just put in that voucher in the machine and started playing. Now, at one point that day, I was up about $1,200, but again, I'm going for points. So I just had to keep risking it and continue to play. So on the third day, I put that $743.72 in the machine. Now, I didn't start playing until about 9 o'clock at night. I played for about 45 minutes or so, and I walked away with $798.08. So that's about, I don't know, about $40, $50 that I was up, but I ended up with a total of 890 points. So I pretty much more than doubled my points and walked away with a little bit more money. So at this point, I have not put any money out of my pocket, and I am up $698, which is fantastic because that is not something that I usually am. It happens to me in the casino. Now, on day 4 in the casino, I had actually gambled down to $300.29. So I still wasn't out any money out of my pocket, and I was still up $200.29. And I had 1,091 points. So I earned about 200 points on that 4th day and didn't take any money out of my pocket, which was fabulous because usually by now I'd be completely out of my bankroll. So at this point, I still had $600 in my pocket that I had not put in the machine at all. And then I had my $300.29. 100 of that was the cash that I had put in the machine. So day 5 is when everything kind of just started falling apart. So I ended up for that day putting in a total of $600 cash into the machines. Now, I ended the day with 1,500 points and walked away with $292.89. So at that point, I had lost $307.11. So that cost me $20 a point for those 1,500 points that I had. And I was exactly halfway, if 3,000 points was correct, to getting one of those instant cruise certificates. So I was really hoping that my luck would turn around on the last and final day. Now, Virgin Voyages doesn't cut their program off like a day before. Now, some of the other cruise lines that I've heard, especially Princess, they cut it off the night before the last day. So say if you're getting off on Saturday morning, they cut the casino rewards off on Thursday night. And you do have to check with the casino to see when that time is. And I believe Royal Caribbean does the same thing. So the points that you're accumulating for the rewards on the cruise, they do cut it off early. But I did talk to a casino host on Virgin, and no, theirs goes until the last minute that the machines are operating and the casino is open. So don't fear, like you can keep accumulating points, but make sure you leave yourself enough time to play the free play, because again, remember, the only perk you're going to get out of the casino for Virgin, if you have 4,999 points in one voyage, is going to be converting your points to free play. Now, it is $1 for every 50 points. So at the point that I converted mine, I had 1,550 points, and I ended up getting $30 free play. All in all, I ended up walking away with $174.99 of my bankroll. I honestly kind of chickened out and couldn't spend the rest of the money. I had time to do it, but I was getting tired, and I don't know, I was just kind of afraid to spend all my money, even though I had saved up diligently for it and could afford to spend that money. I just couldn't do it, but I ended up getting to 1,662 points. And one of the reasons I kind of stopped too was because I didn't think at the rate that I was losing that the $174.99 that I had left would get me enough points to get that cruise. Now, I really thought I could when I started the cruise, because I was doing so well for the first few days, where off just that $100, I got up to like 1,200 points. So I was really, really hoping that I would keep my luck up and be able to get the 3,000 points for maybe just a couple $100, but it didn't work out that way. So I ended up leaving, like I said, with the $174 in my pocket. That meant that I lost $525.01 in the casino. And the points ended up costing me 31.6 cents per point. That's pretty darn fantastic, because the least that I've walked away from Royal Caribbean with my point cost was $1 per point. So that's how my casino challenge went on Virgin Voyages. I was out $525, but I got a little over 1,600 points. While that didn't earn me a free cruise or instant cruise certificate, and it definitely didn't get me to the next level of the Sea Roller program. So I'm really hoping that with the level of points that I earned, that maybe, just maybe, I'll start getting some offers from Virgin Voyages promotional program. Now, I don't know anything about their casino marketing offer program, because everybody was tight-lipped. No one would discuss it. I have heard from other people through the grapevine that when they went and they played on board in Virgin Voyages and they didn't earn enough points to get that free cruise, that they did end up getting some offers along the way, and they ended up taking more sailings on Virgin Voyages at pretty good discounts. because honestly, the mainstream discounts that they offer do no good for me because they pretty much offer 80% off of a second sailor plus bar tab. Well, I don't drink and I'm not taking anybody with me because Marshmallow's not going on a cruise. So 80% off of someone I'm not paying for anyways doesn't really do me much good. And I don't really see them offering any single discounts. Now, they do claim that they have single discounts on occasion, but honestly, when I've looked them up, they're not really much of a discount. But I will say that if we take a look at the Virgin Voyages casino program versus Royal Caribbean is going to be much easier to get your foot in the door with a lot lower bankroll if you're getting points like I did on Virgin. Because if I had invested and gotten 1,600 points on Royal Caribbean, I would have qualified for an instant cruise certificate at 1,500 points. And that would have been an interior or balcony cabin. And if I did a deposit on Next Cruise, that would have given me $100 free play. Now you can book the Next Cruise. You can book your instant reward certificate on the Next Cruise and get the $100 free play. Now I did verify that by calling Club Royale because I was interested to know, like, if I got 1,500 points and got my instant certificate for my room and then went to Next Cruise and booked that right away, would that qualify for the free play that's in the bonus rewards? And they said yes. So don't come at me if that's not true. If it happens to you, like you try to do it and it doesn't work, but the Club Royale representative that I talked to said that that would work. Also, too, Royal Caribbean's casino marketing offer is pretty generous. So their program is supposed to start at 200 points. So if you earn 200 points in the casino on a sailing, you're supposed to be enrolled in the casino marketing offer program. However, I have been hearing rumblings from people that I have directly talked to. This is not hearsay. This is me talking directly to people who had over 400 points and still don't have any marketing offers in their account. And it has been months now. So I'm a little bit concerned that they're making huge changes to their program. Now, the Royal Caribbean program does end March 31st, 2026. So the program year comes to an end. Not the whole program, but the program year comes to an end March 31st, 2026. And it's my understanding usually at that time for the next program year is when they start rolling out any changes. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that, and I will have to report back. So value dollar for dollar. Okay, yeah, Royal Caribbean, it's still $5 a point, but you get, I would have gotten a free cruise on Royal Caribbean plus the casino marketing offers that would have offered me usually offers for cruise fare for one plus discounted cruise fare for a second person. But if I sail solo, I usually only pay like 80% cost because I just pay for the second person because I'm free. So I just pay for the empty spot of the other person plus only my port fees and taxes. And then for Virgin, I get nothing. I get nothing until I hit 3,000 or 3,500 points. So I would have had to do double what I did or, double what I would have done on Royal Caribbean to get that level of perks. And also, if I would have gotten 3,000 points on Royal, that comes with Prime status, which means you get an annual free interior cabin in addition to the instant cruise certificate that you get. So that is the difference. And on Virgin, it takes 5,000 points before you're going to get this kind of same level of rewards that you get at Prime status on Royal Caribbean. But Virgin Voyages has no children on their ship. And it was really fantastic experience. The food, amazing. The staff, amazing. A good time was had by all. And I really enjoyed my time on board. And I will hopefully be able to put out, kind of some tips and tricks about when you're in your room on how to better enjoy your room because the rooms are a little quirky. I want to talk about the things that I loved about the cruise and the things that I didn't like about the cruise, because nothing is ever perfect. Well, that is what I have for you today for my first ever cruise casino challenge. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun for me, albeit a little stressful. But I definitely want to do it again. I'm going on Princess in May in 60 days. I will be on the Enchanted Princess, and I'm going to check out their casino program. And it is a 7-night cruise, and I'm hoping to bring along with me a minimum of $700 as well. If you really like this video, just make sure you give it a thumbs up to let YouTube know that you like it and get it out there in the ether so other people will see it too. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel. I am so close to my 1,000 subscriber mark. I think I've got about 100 subscribers to go. So I'm really hoping to be monetized before my 1-year anniversary, which I think is coming up in May, since I put my first video out on YouTube. And don't forget, if you want to be notified every time I release a video, just hit that notification bell and turn all your notifications on. So that way you can hear what I have to say about the cruise casino programs. Well, thank you so much for watching, and happy sailing, everybody. And I hope to see you out there on the high seas. Move if you seek, find her on a cruise.